Good morning, everyone. Wanted to do a reading this morning, and I feel like it's for more than just me, it's for the collective. Once again, take what you need, leave the rest. There's a big shift coming, a big change for everyone, and I know everyone can feel it. We've got a lot going on with our world right now, with our country, and things are going to change, and what you focus on is going to become your reality. Many of us are being called to go on a journey, a spiritual journey. It may not feel spiritual at the time that it starts, but our entire life is a spiritual journey. Turn that music down just a little bit. Oh, I'm turning the wrong thing down. Sorry about that, guys. Just a minute. There we go. It's a little loud. Anyway, some of us are in a holding thing right now where we don't understand. We're feeling the pressure to make the change. We're feeling the pressure to start the journey. We don't quite have the resources yet. We don't quite have all the puzzle pieces yet. We're not really sure which way we're supposed to go. But what this really is more time to prepare your internal landscape so that you can better enjoy the external landscape. Up until this point, you've been on journeys that have been very tumultuous, that have been very challenging, and all of that was indeed a test of faith to see how you would handle things. It was to prepare you so that when you do get to the finish line, you'll actually enjoy it and make the best of it. Starting the reading with my spirit animal cards, and I drew 3 cards. I go with what I feel I'm supposed to draw. Some of my decks I draw 3, some of my decks I draw 2. One of my decks I only draw 1 card. And then I lay the cards out. First I lay them out the way that I draw them, and then I kind of start reading the story from the cards. And then as I'm reading the story of the cards, I use my books for references to make sure that I'm getting the right meaning from the card. And what's really neat is that so far, every single time, it's been accurate. So with this spread that I drew, I actually changed the layout of the cards and lined up some of the different decks with cards. Anyway, you'll see when I get into the story, but it's like I knew that they needed to go in a certain direction, and so I did that. And then as I'm reading the story, it all comes together. So like I said, if this resonates, take what you need, leave the rest. If you feel like it resonates for someone else, send it to them. Your reality is what you make of it. So don't think that anything that resonates is set in stone. It is something that you could change if you get a warning, so that you can make changes ahead of time. But first card is the Scorpion card. You are invited to investigate change, but you're also being warned that this transformation may be radical. Get rid of everything in your current life that can prevent you from improving. Based on this principle, destroy before rebuilding. You are promised a beneficial rebirth. A lot of us have collected a lot of things and held on to things, and especially during the pandemic, things piled up on us a little bit. Some of us went through depression, isolation, anxiety, loneliness, and so we filled up those voids with things. And we're being called now to go through and get rid of anything that doesn't serve our higher purpose. So if you've been holding on to something that has bad energy attached to it, bad memories attached to it, whether it's to a place, a person, a thing, whatever it is, get rid of it. And you don't have to destroy it. You can donate it and let someone else enjoy it. But stop hanging on to things that are just cluttering up your life, because a cluttered space is also your head space. You want to clean that up. You want to release and let go. Do a cleansing ceremony. Once you clear out all the things that no longer serve you, get some sage or get some incense and have a little ceremony and clear out all the bad energy, and rebuke anything that doesn't serve your highest good out of your life. You have the power to do that. We all do. So you're being called on to do that. The next card is the Hedgehog. This is a reminder that even if you feel that others do not understand or get what you are doing, it is no excuse to curl up and hide. Sure, you may need a little bit of space right now, but the world needs your gifts. You are more than worthy. I've been in hermit mode myself. I've been in self-protective mode because honestly, I just don't like the energies of people right now, the majority of the energies of people right now. I don't want to participate in negative energies. I don't want to participate in anything that is not to my greater good. So I have basically just tuned everybody out and had my own little safe cocoon here in this room, but I'm starting to feel the need to get back out on the road and to drop seeds and plant seeds and touch people's lives again. And we can't do that if we're in hermit mode. We can't do that if we're self-protecting all the time. And it's very hard not to self-protect once you've been wounded and damaged, and you start working on your own healing, and you get into that safe space with yourself, and you love yourself. It's hard to deal with other energies that aren't as good for you, so you have to have discernment. And if you feel the negative energy, don't engage with it. It's a little bit harder when it's people in your life, and we're going to get to that a little bit later in the story. We're all dealing with people in our lives that do not serve our greater good, that maybe in the beginning had the false mask of greater good, but really aren't for our greater good. And that's going to go along with cleaning out your clutter and cleaning out your space, is to clean out those energies from your life. And it's hard when it's family and friends, people that you've known your entire life. But when you're on this spiritual journey and you are progressing to the next level, you can't take everyone with you, and you can't hold on to the energies that are constantly sabotaging you and do not have your greatest good at heart. You just can't hang on to those people, no matter how much you care about them, no matter how much you love them. You have to release them for your own sanity, for your own greater good. The next card we have is Bear card. The bear symbolizes a strong source of support in times of difficulty and adversity. It may be time for you to stand for your beliefs or your truth with strength and confidence. You are free to roam at will and follow your path. And again, don't let people bully you, and don't let them water down your truth. Do not do what they do, though, and come across as angry and overbearing with your truth. You don't have to do that. You just speak your truth, and you can speak it in a still small voice. You don't have to speak it loudly. You don't have to yell. You don't have to curse. You don't have to do any of those things, but stand in your truth. Once you speak your truth and you know it's your truth, do not let anyone sway you, and be willing to stand for the things that aren't popular if you know that it's true, and Spirit will open up doors for you that you can walk through, and you'll find other people that resonate with your truth as well. But if you hold your truth back, if you let people intimidate you and keep you from speaking your truth, then you'll never have those doors opened up to you that Spirit will open for you to find the other people that resonate in your truth. All you'll come across is these people that go against everything that you believe and that force their will onto you. So you have to take a stand. You have to be willing to do the things that aren't popular. So I'll give you an example. I come from the South. I come from the Bible Belt. I was raised, my dad was a Baptist, my mom was Pentecostal, and so I was raised with a mix of both. I'm very grateful I was raised in a Pentecostal church too, because I got the feeling of spirit, and I knew even at a young age that there were things that they were teaching in church that were not right. I could feel certain things, and I stood up a couple of times to things that I knew weren't right, even as a young at the age of 16, you know. And now I have been on this crazy, amazing journey. It started when I left Florida and ended up going to Colorado, and then Nevada, then California, then Arizona, and I've literally been all over the country now. And I am not the same person I was when I left the South. I am very much more broad-minded. I'm very accepting of everyone. I love everyone unless they give me a reason not to. I don't judge anyone because ultimately it's not my place to judge. What people do is between them and God. As long as it doesn't affect my reality, then I'll leave it alone, you know? And if more of us would do that instead of being so caught up in making sure that people are doing this right and this wrong and this and that, you know, if people would be more concerned about their inner world and themselves, things would change. So anyway, I'm just not that person that I was when I left the South. And now I do use tarot. I use tarot as a confirmation, an affirmation of things that I already know. I've always had this gift. I would know things before they happen. And there were things that would come through really, really strong. And anytime I go against that inner voice that I have, that guidance, then things go wrong. But if I go with it, even when things are chaotic, it still ends up working out in my favor. So I have learned to fully trust spirit, and I believe in the Creator. I believe in Yeshua. I believe in all the spirit world. I believe that there are things that we just cannot comprehend in our human form. But I also believe that we do this lifetimes. So I don't believe every single thing that I grew up believing. I have experienced things that have changed my perceptions of and my beliefs. And I'm not going to go into all that right now because this reading is going to get too long. But I have experienced near death, and I have been so close to God at times when I thought I was very close to death, but it wasn't my time. But in those times, I was so close to spirit. I was literally walking between two worlds, and I'm still there to a degree, but it's different when you're in like the fasting mode. Spirit becomes very, very strong. So I know things now that I didn't know when I was younger, and I know things now that I didn't know when I was living in the South. And I'm very, very spiritual. I have a very high calling. Some of the things I went through at the time, I was like, why am I going through this? You know, you showed me what I'm supposed to do, and now this is happening or that's happening. But now that I'm on the other side of everything, I can see how it was to make me stronger, how it was for me to see my own self-worth and to not settle for things that weren't for my greater good, you know. And I built things with the wrong people. I trusted the wrong people blindly, and I got my eyes opened, and now I don't ever want to shut them back, you know. So you've got to learn discernment. You've got to learn to trust your inner guidance. I went against my inner guidance so many times for people, trying to make exceptions, trying to make excuses for these people and to turn them into people that they just weren't. And I don't do that anymore. So, but I had to go through some things, and I had to learn from those things to get past that. So we all have to do that, and it hurts. But if you learn the lesson and take the blessing from the lesson, then things change for you. So that was it for the spirit deck. And then I went to the Rider-Waite deck, and the first card I pull is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups can be good or bad. It depends on your perception of what you're going through. What I'm looking at is the card itself. and the guy is walking towards the mountains with his staff. He's actually going on a journey. He's leaving behind, it looks like he's leaving those cups behind, but what he's actually leaving behind are things that didn't serve his purpose. And at the time he thought that they did, or the querent, however you want to, he or she, thought that they did. And you've got to be willing to do that. You've got to be willing to walk away from those things that aren't serving you, because if you try to hold on to them, everything's going to fall apart anyway, and you're going to have a huge tower moment that you could have avoided. There are good tower moments and there are bad tower moments, and most of the bad tower moments, we bring them on ourselves. But tower moments, period, always push you to where you're supposed to go. So you can either willingly go there and do it on your own, or you can be forced to do it. And trust me, I've been forced. You don't want to be forced to do it. Just go ahead and get ready for whatever it is for you. If it's starting a new job, if it's moving to a new place, if it's going on a trip, whatever it is that you're being called to do, you'll know. You'll feel it. And you may wonder and you may doubt, but you can't live in that doubt. You can't let yourself constantly second guess yourself into making a decision, because the decision is going to be made one way or the other. So you're better off to go ahead and prepare now from what, the cards have already said. Let go of those things. Go ahead and start clearing that stuff out. Go ahead and start preparing. If you can't go on that journey yet, get ready to go on that journey as if it's already going to happen. If there's certain things that aren't lined up yet, they're going to line up for you, but you have to take that first leap of faith to get it to happen. You have to be willing. You have to work with spirit, and that means action. That doesn't mean not doing something. It means doing something. And if you've already went through and you've cleaned and organized, you've got rid of everything that you need to get rid of, and you're just waiting still, then go within, clean up your inside. Whatever worry, doubt, fears, all that thing, work through that. Don't let it fester. Don't ignore it. Don't shove it down. Pull it out and deal with it now, so that it doesn't come up and bite you in the butt later. Now's the time to do that. It's a time for house cleaning, inside and out, internally and externally. And if you do that, the reward is the sun. And the sun is like one of my favorite cards. The sun is like our intermediary between Earth and God. I think that's why they're trying to block it out. But no, I don't know. That's just insanity. But anyway, the sun is the ultimate reward. It's happiness, contentment, success, fulfillment. You'll start receiving gifts. If you get on this path, if you do what Spirit is asking you to do, if you do the work, if you clean out all the clutter, if you clean out all the pain and the sorrow from all the damage that was inflicted on you on this last journey, if you release all that, let it go, take the lessons from it, take the blessings from it, but don't hold on to the pain and the misery of it. If you just let all that go and you focus on what is to come, you're going to get the reward of it, and focus on the beauty of life. Get out and experience Mother Earth. Get out and experience good people. There are still so many good people out there because you're here and I'm here, That means that there are good people. So you just have to find them, and you do have to use your discernment, but get ready for the blessings, Prepare. And then the next card. So in your current reality, you went through all those things in your past, and you dealt with all those different people and the ones that hurt you. You lost people along the way, and you're still learning. You're still growing. You're still learning to nurture yourself, learning self-care, learning that it's okay, that you deserve it. You deserve to take care of yourself. You deserve to love yourself. You deserve the rewards. Get in that frame of mind. But right now in your reality, because you are still learning and you are still processing and you're still holding on to some things, you've got someone in your life that is not in your greater good, and you have held on to this person because they came across when you first met them as someone that was on your side, and they haven't necessarily become an enemy, but they're not your friend either. They don't have your best interests at heart. Basically, they only really worry whether or not you're serving their purpose, whether or not you are, whether or not you're good in their life. They don't really care if they're good in your life or not. They don't really care how they make you feel. They don't really care if you're hurting or if you're sad, if you're alone. They don't care if they make you upset. They don't really care as long as their feelings are validated. And you're going to know who this person is. They even come across to other people as the nice person, the successful person, and all this stuff. But you know the real truth. You see behind the scenes. You see that they're not happy, that they're actually miserable. You see their wounds and how they allow their wounds to validate how they treat people and how they act. And that person is not for your greater good. That person you've been worried about helping them and changing them and being there for them and doing for them, and all this time has passed, and they're still where they were when you first met them, and they're still the same person that they were in your life then. They're not contributing to your life. You're only contributing to theirs. And they're even damaging you in an indirect way because they sling negative energy. And when they sling that negative energy, they don't care how it affects other people. They just sling it. And you have that happen to you. You know, you feel the feelings of that and the emotions of that. And this person, you can't even talk to them about it because they get irrational if you try to talk to them about it. So that person, you're going to have to release. You're going to have to, whatever situation it is that you're in with them, you're going to have to get out of. And you need to understand that you're not responsible for them. You're not responsible for their happiness. You're not responsible for taking care of them. You're not responsible for their finances. You're not responsible for them. You're only responsible for yourself. So you've got to be willing to let that person go. And it may not be easy for you because you're a caring person and you're a giving person and you're a kind person. But this person also knows that, and they take advantage of that. Even if it seems like a mutually beneficial relationship, if you put it on a scale and weigh the two sides, who's giving what and who's taking what, it's not going to balance. So you've got to let that person go. And it actually might be more than one person. This is where I start bouncing around a little bit. The next card is the Seven of Michael. And there's a better course. There's a better course of action available to you. Ask yourself, what am I really trying to accomplish? Think about whether working alone on this project is a good idea. Is your unique point of view providing creative solutions, or is it causing you to miss important details? Go over the details again. Your angels want you to be success in this endeavor and are giving you a heads up with this card. There is probably more going on here than meets the eye. Someone may have ulterior motives. And that's why I felt like this card went with the other card. Whoever this person is, and the Five of Swords does have ulterior motives, and it's nothing good to do with you. It is only for their purposes. Like I said, their only concern is if you're meeting their needs, if you're helping them achieve their goals, and it has nothing to do with whether or not your goals are being met or your needs are being met. They don't care. They only care about themselves. So you've got to acknowledge that and accept that. And until you do, they're just going to keep being a weight around your neck. They're going to keep holding you back. They're going to keep holding you in this place that you really don't belong, if you allow it. There is a better way. And then the next card, Five of Cups. And if you can see, this is why I said it may be a couple. See how this person's over here alone and they're sad, their cup's spilled out. Actually, they've got several cups here that are spilled out, but they're all alone and they're hurting. And these guys, he's even looking over at them like he knows that he's hurt this person. And she's like looking towards him. She doesn't even acknowledge this person. She's only worried about this person. And it's like the look on her face is like, oh, do you see what's happening? Blah, blah, blah. So it's like she's just more worried about talking about this person. And this person, he's just looking at him. He's not going over to console or find out why this person's hurting, anything. He really doesn't care. He's just kind of like nonchalantly walking by. And these people that are in your life that you think have your best interests at heart, that you think are your friends, that you think, you know, they've done so much for me and got me through this and that, and they're really not what you think they are. They're not who you've portrayed them to be. They've done more damage than what you know, too. When you're not around, they talk about you. They judge you. And sometimes they even let you know to your face what they think about you. But then they'll do that, and then they'll turn around and be really super nice. Very narcissistic. And that's where you have got to take your power back. If you don't take your power back, it's not going to change. It's just going to keep progressing. They're going to keep disrespecting you in different ways until they think that they don't even have to be respectful at all anymore. And you're not doing yourself any favors by keeping them in your life. Even though you think that you're doing the right thing, even though you think you're being the bigger person, you're not doing yourself any service. If you cut these people out of your life, though, let them go. This is Six of Swords. And go within. See how peaceful he looks? Look at the background, how beautiful it is. Let those people go. Start worrying about you. Start depending on you. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about the pain that they try to inflict on you. Just go within and find that peaceful place inside of yourself. And you're going to go on a journey. It's time for that journey. It's time to release all the pain, all the hurt, release the past. It's time to wipe the slate clean. And it's time to find you. Find your inner peace. Find your happiness. Find your joy. Find your yum. Find your deliciousness. Learn to enjoy life again. If you want to go on a trip, start planning that trip. Like I said, if you don't have the resources yet, start preparing like you do. Start packing your bags. Start going through stuff and getting rid of it. And start really focusing in on what you want. And you'll manifest it. Thoughts become things. What you focus on becomes your reality. You've made some good choices. And now it's time to let your ship come in. Start planning. What is your next adventure? What actions are required in order to make that endeavor a reality? You may need to travel for business purposes. Review your options while you keep your enthusiasm high. The work you've done so far will yield fantastic results, so there's no need to worry. If it takes a little time for you to get a return on your financial or energetic investment, just have patience, optimism, an expected outcome, self-confidence, teamwork. Once you do that inner work and you start cleaning out all the old clutter and you start getting rid of the bad relationships and you start kicking all that out of your life and you start raising your energy vibration, you will start attracting the same thing. Like attracts like. The reason you've attracted all these damaged people in the past is because you were damaged. You had lifetimes of generational curses you had to break, lifetimes of damage you had to work through and heal, and that's not going to happen overnight. You're still not completely healed, but you're way, way, way farther along than you've been in all these lifetimes. So give yourself credit for that. Give yourself rewards for that. Start manifesting rewards, not punishments. The punishment phase is over. You've balanced out your karma. You've answered for all the wrongs that you made, and now it's time to enjoy the rights. I need to say. That's all on that one. You're going to find your strength. Those people that were against you, that person or people that was against you, they're not even going to matter. All the bad stuff is behind you. The lion has been tamed and you're sitting in your power. You find your strength. So accept who you are, accept what you are. You are a child of the Most High. You are part of creation. We were not meant to be in bondage. We were not meant to be in sickness and sorrow. That's where this negative force wants to keep us, so that it can feed on us and use us as a resource. That's not who we are. We are the chosen. And it's time for us to step into that. It's time for us to step into our power and become who we truly are meant to be. We are not weak. We are the strong. We are the mighty. And we are going to overcome. We are going to be victorious. You just have to allow that. You have to believe that. Because what you believe becomes your reality. And the biggest reward is the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is literally, you've gotten everything in your life worked out. You found, if you want love, you've got the love of your life. If you want a career, you've got the greatest career. If you want a place, you've got just your dream place. It's meant to be. It's for your greatest good. You just have to know that you deserve it. You've been through hell, literal hell, and you're on the other side of that now. So it's time to reap the rewards. That's the message for today. Actually, I've got two cards here that I think were left out for a reason. Let me put these up. This one is empathy, but I feel like it's empathy for yourself. You feel and understand the emotions of others, and you do it in the service of love, but what do you do for yourself? Are you as kind to yourself as you are to other people? Are you as understanding with yourself as you are with other people? Or do you constantly beat yourself up? Do you constantly put yourself down? If you're doing that, you got to stop. because that's why your life is the way that it is. If you want it to change, you have to change. You have to change your internal landscape to change your external landscape. And you can do it. It's not easy, it's hard. I know that from experience. I used to be the insecure people pleaser. I used to constantly beat myself up and put myself down. And I made myself sick trying to make other people happy when I was miserable. And it took me almost dying to change that. I almost died twice. And I will forever be who I am now and never go back to that person that I once was. I have such admiration for myself and all that I've overcame and been through, and that in itself was a feat to get to the point where I could respect and admire myself and all the things that I have overcome. And the last one is commitment. You dedicate yourself to your beliefs wholeheartedly, knowing that love is the essence of your very being. Make the commitment to yourself. Love yourself. I've said it almost every reading now. 15 minutes of every day, devote it completely to yourself. Whatever brings you joy. And don't just give yourself 15 minutes, but at least 15 minutes. If you want to do yoga, if you want to meditate, if you want to listen to music, whatever brings you joy, do it. Do something to better yourself and make a commitment of at least 15 minutes a day. And then once you get that 15 minutes and it becomes a habit, up it to 30, and do it daily. But that's the message for today. I hope that it helps someone. Like I said, take what you need, leave the rest. And if you feel like someone else needs it, please share it. I'm eventually going to be doing a YouTube channel, and I'll probably switch this over to YouTube and then just share it on Facebook. But for now, I'm doing the Facebook Lives. So I hope you guys have a blessed, wonderful day. Give yourself love. Namaste.